Hello, stampers and crafters. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Sarah Chatello McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today we are going to be making this super cute card. Do you see the shells? I love it. So all this week I'm talking about the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set, the Seaside Seashells dies. I have to say that really slow. So we're going to be using this die today. There are other dies in here, a few more, but we're just going to be using the one and the Seashells 3D embossing folder. So we're going to be using all these products all this week across all my social media. And we're also going to be talking about summer because when I think seashells, I think summer. So let's get into making this card. So the first thing I did was I die cut a piece of basic white, and where did it go? Here it is. And all the measurements are going to be up on your screen right now. I will give you a second to pause this video. You can screenshot it, write it down, and then we will get into making this card. I cut this from a piece of basic white that measured just 4 1/4 across. It doesn't really matter how long it is, as long as it is at least 5 1/2. So you want it at least to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, maybe even 5 3/4. I just cut a piece of basic white the long way at 4 1/4 and whatever was left. So it was 4 1/4 by, I don't know, 8 1/2. So we're going to be stamping this. So we're going to use lots of stamping today. I'm going to get out, I don't need this one. This guy, and this is a photopolymer stamp set, which I love because you can see through it. This one, what else do I need? I think that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Missing 1, 5. This guy, right? And they all just kind of line up like that. I'm going to be using several different blocks here today. So I'm going to use a big D block for that. We're going to have to, my other one is put away, so we're going to have to clean it and use it again. So I got an A block, B, C, and D. And then I'm just going to stamp all of these in crumb cake. So I'm going to do the largest one first. And what you can do is use a Stamparatus. Make sure you have perfect placement. What I'm going to do is just eyeball it. I find when we're going to be using some sponge daubers, we're also going to be embossing this. It's not that big of a deal to be a little off-centered. You might see my head a little bit as I'm trying to line that up as good as I can. And it's a little off. It's okay though. I'm all right with that. I think it looks good. Take the, oh, the little stamp is falling off. So what I do for that, pick it up, clean it. I already have some Stampin' Mist on it. I'm going to clean the other side too, so that it sticks better to the black. Sometimes they get like a little dusty or something and they don't stick as well. There, that should be okay. Try that again. Let's ink it up. Line it up. Looks good to me. And this guy, you gotta really look because he is upside down to me. That's upside down to me. You just gotta pay attention to where the shell goes. And then I'm gonna clean these really quick and then we'll do our last shell and I will show you how to color them. So I just have my Stampin' Scrub here. Like I said, I've already sprayed Stampin' Mist on the one side. The other side is the dry side. And you just scrub one side, then the other, and your stamps are clean and ready to go. So I can put these ones away because we are done with them. I am going to grab this starfish out because we're going to use that guy for the inside. But we're going to do a different color for that. So now I can put that one there. Get rid of these blocks. Then this one goes like this. You want to make sure you're going the right direction before you put your ink on the stamp. I learned that the hard way. And just line it up the best you can. Like I said, a little crooked. It's not going to matter here in a minute. So I'm just going to clean this one off again. And then I will show you how to do the rest of it. So now we are ready to color our shells. I have 4 ink colors here. I have Flirty Flamingo, Balmy Blue, Parakeet Party, and Polished Pink. We're going to start with Parakeet Party. I only have 3 sponge daubers. I know a lot of people will do 1 for every color. We have 53 colors though. So what I like to do, and I find it really doesn't make that much of a difference, is I just kind of keep 1 for the same color. So I have a green one, a blue one, a pink one. These have been sitting, they are dry, so like this looks like a really dark green. I used garden green with it. It's been dry though, so I'm not going to get any garden green on our project. So I'm just going to take it, put it on my finger, and tap it into the Parakeet Party. And I'm going to swirl off. You see how dark that is? And you can see I did it on our sample card, but I'm going to swirl off and then kind of go in to the seaweed, all the greenery. I'm going to do that again throughout the whole thing. We're going to get all the seaweed. There, all our greenery is done, so I'm going to go ahead and put Parakeet Party away. I don't need this color anymore. And then we're going to go in, I want to go in with the Balmy Blue because we only did just a little bit of Balmy Blue on the sample card, and I don't want to make everything too blue. I have a tendency to get kind of heavy-handed sometimes, so I'm just going to do the same thing I did with the Parakeet Party, and it's okay to get it on these little lines here. I kind of want that. I want you to be able to see the different colors, the blending. All right, so we're done with the Balmy Blue. I also think if you don't have Balmy Blue, Tahitian Tide would probably look really pretty there too. If maybe you bought like the 5 in colors, I think Tahitian Tide would look good there. Sweet Sorbet might be a little bit dark for what we're doing here, but I think if that's all you have, it would work. Just go, make sure you go off on your grid paper really good. Now we're going to go in with some Flirty Flamingo, and I'm just doing the little shells in Flirty Flamingo. All right, so Flirty Flamingo is done. I'm not going to use a different sponge dauber because we're going in with another color, Polished Pink. And they're very similar. This is darker. That's why I did Flirty Flamingo first. I think I have a little paper scrap. I do stuck to this. See if I can scrape it off. There we go. I have another one. I'm just going to do that. Okay, now we're going to go in with Polished Pink. I'm going to do the 2 shells that are left over. Okay, and I don't want to put Polished Pink away yet. I am done with the sponge daubers. And if you notice too, I sped it up, but I kind of went over the Flirty Flamingo shells with that Polished Pink too, just to kind of tie it all together, bring it all together. We're going to set this aside for a minute. And I have a piece of basic white that is 1 inch by 2 1/4. And then I'm going to use the Happy Birthday to My Beautiful Friend. We're going to ink that up in Polished Pink. Make sure I got it good. Just center it. Perfect. And then I have a piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. And just, this is the inside of our card. I'm just going to take this little starfish, stamp it on the corner. And that's it for stamping. So now I'm going to take the embossing folder, and I've already die cut this. So what I'm going to do now is take the embossing folder and line up the images. They line up perfectly. And I'm going to run it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and emboss it. So I will be right back. So I've lined up my die cut and ran it through the embossing folder, and look at that detail. So do you see what I mean? It doesn't really matter if your stamps are unaligned, because I can't even really tell anymore that they're not perfectly lined up. Now, what you could do is you could cut out the individual pieces, place them how you want. I'm just going to leave it as is. I have my polished pink card base. It is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'm just going to score it, or not score it, I'm going to burnish it with a bone folder just so it stays flat for me. And then I have another piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 4. And we're just going to layer this on top. So I'm just taking my seal. You can use liquid glue, whatever you have. I'm just taking a little bit of seal, running it over the shells. You don't have to get all of the seaweed or anything like that. It'll stick pretty good. So I'm just going to flip this over now and kind of line it up. It fits on there pretty good. It does come off the edges a little bit, but that's okay because we still have to put it on our card base. Flip that around. Put some more seal. And then I have a piece of polished pink that is 1/4 inch all the way around bigger. So this was 1 by 2 1/4. So this is 2.5 by 1 1/4. Set that there, and then we can put the inside in our card. Went off the edge a little bit. And then I'm just going to take a few dimensionals for the back of our sentiment. 3 should do it. Oh my goodness, it won't come off. There we go. I'm just going to set that kind of in the middle. I don't want to cover up too many of the shells. And then I have some of the 2021 to 2023 in color opal rounds. These are new in the annual catalog. And there's pale papaya, fresh freesia, polished pink, soft succulent, and evening evergreen. I'm just going to take a couple of the polished pink ones and kind of stick them in between the white parts. I put a larger one on the sentiment. I think I'm going to put a smaller one this time just to see how I like it. And that's it. That is our card for today. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. I post videos every Monday, and my Facebook Lives go up here on Friday. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.